experience of unclutching. So he said, unclutching meditation is not a meditation at all. Understand? It is the science, the very science of enlightenment itself. In the Agamas, see, it declares that all spiritual practices ultimately lead to this one great truth, which is you are not the thoughts, you are the witnessing consciousness. You are just that consciousness, witnessing everything. So, understand what makes unclutching the ultimate, because all meditation technique leads to the ultimate space of unclutching. Understand? Whether you practice Vipassana, you practice Zen Buddhism, laughter meditation, everything leads to that space of being unclutched. I think some of you who have joined my laughter meditation, right, which we did a few sessions this year, after the whole outburst of laughter, and finally when we sit in that silence, that space of silence is the unclutched space. Okay, so now he's going to get us into this space to be able to elongate that space more and more. So he said the difference between Buddha and us is that gap between two thoughts is like 5,000 years. For us, it's like micro millisecond. Our gap between two thoughts, like ting, 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 ting all the time, because our mind is too hyperactive. Okay, so he said the longer you're able to elongate the duration of the gap between two thoughts, in that space is an unclutched space. Okay, so this is what he said, that this is the direct path where you feel oneness with the source, non-duality. Not only it destroys the root of the suffering, which is what? Your mind only, because your mind identifies with thoughts. So when you unclutch from all thoughts, you enter into this emptiness. That emptiness is the witnessing consciousness, okay? Which is what all meditation is trying to get us to, that space. And how he's going to do it, he would tell you how the mind works and then how we can actually enter into the zone, because many of us are already initiated. It is just having Shaktipada with him, and is feeling the oneness with him, that the experience dawn. Okay, so we're going to first destroy all suffering, which is coming from the mind, your thoughts. And in this process, it will awaken your Kundalini Shakti, which is the inner potential energy resting in the Muladhara Chakra, the root center. So once the Kundalini energy gets awakened, you will just rise up to the higher energy center and merge with, the third eye, Agnya Chakra, and then ultimately the crown center, Sahasrara Chakra. The whole point is to raise the energy from a gross level to the spiritual level. Okay? So Kundalini energy will be awakened naturally, because you stop the mental resistance. When the thought is, you're unclutched, you're able to unclutch from the thought, so energy will start flowing, the Kundalini Shakti will start to get awakened. Okay? Now, then the other thing is, see, the core technology behind all this authentic meditation, which boils down to being unclutched in that space. So when we are experiencing this technique, literally, this whole experience is going to be transmitted by having Shaktipada with Swamiji. Okay, so that is going to be the experience today, what we're going to do. See, I want to share with you one of, in my first inner awakening in June 2009, that was my first time I attended inner awakening. And I tell you, in the session, Swamiji will make us sit. After the initiation, will make us sit with him for hours and hours. He just say, okay, come on, let's sit. And then we'll just be sitting. Then he would just say, oh, half an hour. We thought half an hour. But the moment we sit, you go on for hours where we have no idea. I say, how come it takes so long? Half an hour is so long. And he will make us sit and sit and sit, just sitting with him in Shaktipara with it, where he transmits the whole space of being unclutched, with him. So it is just an amazing experience, and so many extraordinary experiences happen during the unclutching meditation hour, just sitting with him for unclutching. Okay, so I mean, later on I can share some more experience, but right now I'm just going to go through some of the key things that I want to convey. See, all of us encounter problems, low moods, or the so-called struggles in human life, right? Suffering from human life. So when you're able to unclutch from all this, can you imagine how liberated you will experience, how much wisdom you will get awakened, because you're no longer blinded by all this illusion or maya. You become returning to the source of who you are. Understand? See, all meditation ultimately leads to unclutching, whether it's through mantra, the breath, visualization, through yoga, all kinds of techniques, I would say practices. The final realization is I'm not this thought, I'm not this thought, I'm the awareness, restful awareness, and the witnessing consciousness. Understand? I'm just the pure consciousness in awareness of witnessing everything. So that is the ultimate space of being unclutched. You just become a witness to everything inside and outside. Okay? So understand that unclutching is direct experience of who you already are, who you truly are. It is not something we're trying to attain. It is already something inside. Right now it's covered by our wrong ideas because of the thoughts, because of the mind existing. Understand? So once you are able to drop every thoughts that come into your inner space, elongating the space between, called the shakna, the gap between two thoughts, ultimately what happened is you will realize that you're no longer meditating. You're just who you are. You're just always that freedom. That you feel free from all these things that you feel burdened by life. Understand? So that is what he wants to this transmission to happen. Okay, are you understanding this? This so far what I have said from Swamiji? Yes. So let's watch a short clip first. Parvati Swarupini, a short clip where Swamiji summarized how to enter into the untouched space. Okay, doing untouched. So please watch this clip first. Then I will explain some more. Then we will enter into the meditation. Yes.
Nothing can be compared to the unclutching. I'll just put the whole unclutching in one line. Listen. Decide not to engage or continue, create, maintain, fight, destroy, play with any thinking process in you. That's it. Do not create, sustain, maintain, fight with, try to destroy, anyway engage. Do not do anything with your internal thought process. Just unclutch. And I tell you, it will develop such powerful will persistence in you. Such powerful will persistence. extremely powerful will persistent in you. Nothing can be compared to the unclutching process. In the initial level, you may be a little deluded here, there. In few seconds, you will see you are not thinking process. You are beyond your thinking process. You will sit with yourself in a very matured way, highly matured way. Sit with yourself with highest maturity. That is pure unclutching. Pure unclutching. Sit straight, close your eyes, unclutch. Decide to unclutch. Disengage, unclutch from all thought process. Creating, maintaining, destroying, fighting, engaging, all thought process. Unclutch from all thought process. Just sit, be unclutched.
Thank you, Swamiji. Okay, so a few things that he want me to remind all of you before we enter into the actual unclutching meditation itself. So here he say, first thing is stop all the mental noise. By what he says, stop generalizing, judging, criticizing, all the internal happening that the mind constantly try to engage you in some way. Okay, so he said, first thing, when you witness a thought comes, just relax from it. Don't get carried away to, oh, this thing come, what I'm going to do. Like, don't engage with the thought. Just be totally aware and just say, relax from it. Okay? When he say relax, just watch the thoughts coming into your inner space. Don't do anything. And after a while, you just dissolve back into that so-called the river or ocean. You will see the thought just go away. Then you have a gap of silence. Then again, after some time, another thought will bubble up in your inner space. And again, when you see another thought comes, just relax. Don't even tell yourself unclutch. No internal verbalization. Do you understand? No internal verbalization. Just with witnessing consciousness, seeing the thought has bubble up, relax from it. Okay, so that is what I wanted to remind again and again. When you're doing unclutching, how you should try to elongate the shatna, that means the gap between two thoughts. Initially, maybe the gap will be small, but as you become more and more, I would say, proficient in unclutching, you will see the gap become longer and you will be able to enjoy the longer space of non-duality That space is the real space where you are in oneness with the source, Paramashiva, that whole space. You see Kundalini awaken, so much healing happens, so much vision happens, all the auspicious things will happen. I tell you one of my experience. When I was there in Inner Awakening in June 2009, in one of the very long unclutching session, understand, I had a vision. It was an amazing vision. We all seated in that hall, a big hall, and Swamiji was seated in front. I remember in his Simhasana, the throne that he was seated there, and we're all sitting on the floor, of course, on the with the straw mat. And then suddenly I just saw into my inner space vision. I had this. I saw that all of us seated in the hall were connected to him through a white cord at the navel, our navel center. There's a white spiritual cord. All so many of us all connected to him. Okay, it was a glimpse of that. It was like he's the source there, and all of us are all connected to him in the unclutching session. It was just, I was like, oh my God, that was a vision. Okay, so understand, in today's unclutching, this is going to be transmitted. We're all going to connect back to the source, which is Swamiji, through the spiritual white cord, the umbilical cord. Got it? Yeah? Okay. Any questions so far before we enter into the session of unclutching? Any question? Please get an IBAN. Okay, you need to get IBAN. You have IBAN? Get an IBAN. See, everything is going to be experiential. I don't want to talk too much anymore. I want to make sure that all of you thoroughly experience unclutching in its most powerful way. So please go and take an IBAN. If you don't have IBAN, take a towel or whatever. Okay. Make sure you do. Are you able to? See, when you do unclutching, your whole life will be crystal clear. You have so much clarity. And not only that, guess what? You become young. You become young because you know you you no longer carry all the patterns or the worries or all that SDHD from your mind. So naturally you grow younger and younger. Okay. And the best part is you purify your DNA and your 8 energy circuits. I will tell you the 8 energy circuit later after the whole unclutching. Okay, are you all ready? Thumbs up, you're all ready. Let me see. Okay, great. So I'm going to put forth a 21-minute first. Today we start with 21 minutes, okay? As a first one energy cycle. One energy cycle is 21 minutes, which cover all the 7 chakras. So sit now with the back straight. If you can sit in Padmasana, go ahead, which I prefer. Also, I normally sit in the morning in Padmasana. You can also sit in Siddhasana for guys, and for women it is Siddha Yoni Asana. Okay, so these are the very good asanas for unclutching. So sit now. You can interlace the fingers in front of you and put it in front of your leg. So now sit with the back straight, close your eyes. Let's enter into unclutching. Lock all the major joints of your body. Don't move your body anymore. Keep your body totally still. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Relax. Can you open your eyes? So how was it? How was the experience? Especially for a first timer like Vishwa, who had never done unclutching meditation, maybe. How was it for you? You can type in the chat if you want to talk. Hmm? See, the whole point of unclutching is to stop all this negative self-talk that we constantly entertain within ourselves, right? So I'm just saying, stop the negative self-talk. So unclutching is the key, the master key. So as an initiated disciple or devotee, once you understand how to disengage your mind, see, the mind is, you need to understand how the mind works. Then you will know how you hold the key to disengage the mind. So see, the mind is constantly bubbling with thoughts, totally unconnected, irresponsible thoughts continuously. And there is always a gap between two thoughts. But of course, because of our restlessness, our short attention span, or hyperactivity, we can't see the gap. It may be very, very, very small gap. We are not able to see the gap between two thoughts. So this unclutching helps us to start to widen the shatna, the gap between two thoughts. When you are able to unclutch, the moment you catch yourself, the thought has come. When you are entertaining a thought, you just relax. Don't even have verbalization inside. He said any verbalization inside, still another thought. Understand? Don't talk to yourself by saying, oh, let me unclutch. Oh, there's a thought. No uttering of any internal verbalization, because each verbalization is another thought. Understand? So today we start with 21 minutes. See, as you learn to become more and more subtle in your unclutching, you'll be able to penetrate into the subtle layer of your mind. And you'll be able to, like, first unclutch from the body. Your body get irritated. So if you want to, you scratch yourself, you move yourself, all these are just nothing but irritation from the body. So you need to learn how to unclutch from the body, unclutch from your breath, unclutch from, your thinking, your identity, ahankara, what you feel about yourself and what you project outside. So there are actually 9 layers. Next week, we will talk about the 9 layers, each layer, how you can actually be aware of all the 9 layers, how to go deeper and deeper, and finally unclutch from everything and jump into that non-duality, the space of non-duality. Okay, so let me just see, there is some kind of text on the chat. Okay, nothing much because my brother's cooking. And you're smelling all the rampa, is it? Okay, so no worries. Then Mahesh, when many thoughts came out, I felt like my neck was being strangled, but later I relaxed a little bit. Yes. So this is the key. The moment you become aware the thought has come out, just don't do anything, just relax. Don't even verbalize anything, just relax. Then the thought will just fizzle off, just dissolve into the mind. Then after some time, another thought will bubble up. Just don't engage, don't destroy, just relax. Understand? try to suppress the thought. It's still another, action of the mind. Don't do anything, just relax, just be a witness. The thing will just disappear. So the more and more you're able to do that over a period of time, you'll see that the gap become wider and wider, and you just fall into that restful awareness of Advaita, non-duality. Okay? So try again. See, one thing about Unclutching, one of the best thing is you can do any time. When you're traveling, commuting, from place to place, you can do Unclutching. When you're cooking, you also can do Unclutching. The more you unclutch, the more, like you're able to unclutch from the body. Some people are just hang on to the body so much when they have so much attachment to the physical body. They create a lot of diseases, sickness. When you start to learn how to unclutch from the body, you will see your body become healthy. Your liver become healthy, your stomach become healthy. Shangji say when you do unclutching, the first thing they can heal is your liver and your stomach. Okay? So try to do whenever you remember, you saw a thought comes, just relax from it. Do this continuous throughout, the whole day, and you'll see that the number of thoughts will start to come down. The thoughts per second will reduce, and more you enjoy the gap of emptiness, of restful awareness. Okay? So this or Vinny say, this time more silence, great, less thought pop out and a little sleepy. The very last second before the alarm rang, I heard inside a question pop up. When will it end? This is still another irritation from the mind. When will it end? How come it's still there? Again, the mind is getting, restless. Don't have all this. You just witness it. Okay, when the mind asks such question, you just relax and see what the mind up. If you don't entertain the mind will keep quiet. You just go away. Okay, so Maheshwari said that many thoughts, and then see your tension is because of these thoughts that feel the burden, like the burden. So you feel like you're weighing too much on the shoulder, worrying thoughts, feeling the responsibility, all that. When you feel a lot of responsibility, the worries of the responsibility, you will feel the burden on the neck and the shoulder. Okay, so relax from all those thoughts. You will be able to handle all external challenges, adversity, problem with much more intelligence when you're able to unclutch. Nothing, will touch you. Your whole pure space, purity of the space, if you know how to unclutch. In fact, when you truly decide, make any decision from the unclutched space, you will always be the best solution. You will never regret it, or you will be guided by the wisdom of Paramashiva. Okay, so that's all I want to share today. If there is no more further question, I'll see you next week. If the webinar happens, then we will extend. That means we'll have the webinar. If the webinar doesn't happen, then we will come back with another session. So I will finalize it in the next few days if there is going to be a webinar hosted by Mahakailasa. Okay? Yes? Thumbs up. Parvati Swarupini, you take a screenshot just now of all the people?
Yes, just took already.
Okay, great. So if there's no questions, no doubts, we will conclude now with the Florence, you have anything to share? No?
No, just now I have a question. It's not you told us it's not a meditation. So you say that we can do anytime then in the day. Okay, so
yeah,
so that's my
it's
question.
actually just bring awareness. You can do anytime. It's a technique to basically fall back into your true self. Learning how to handle the mind when the mind is, getting too active, you know how to unclutch from this so-called mechanism of the mind. Got it?
Got it.
All right. So now let's conclude with the Purna mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Saubam Bhagavad Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Paurika Paramastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, Nithyanandam. Next, we try to do 2 energy cycles.